These first three details I'm gonna go over were brought to my attention by the twins in the comments, and so if you're watching this, thank you, and if you want your comment to appear in future videos, leave one down below. In SML movie Jeffy the Good Boy, Jeffy hosts a quick game show for Mario, and if he guesses Jeffy's helmet color correctly, he has to buy him the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. And of course, Mario not wanting to get it right, he deliberately says that Jeffy's helmet is red instead of blue.
What color is my helmet? Red.
However, Jeffy changes his helmet to red so that Mario technically would guess correctly as a joke, so he could mess with Mario. But this red helmet actually has a backstory. In the Meet the Cast video for Lance, Logan mentions that in high school he created an animation with a character similar to Jeffy, who wore a red helmet instead of a blue one. And when Logan decided to have Jeffy as an actual puppet, the original helmet was supposed to be red, but they didn't really have any red helmets, and so the helmet was changed to blue. And you can see Logan showcasing the original Jeffy design in the SLL update capture card video.
So here's a little sneak peek of the animation, people. This kid, I don't know the name of the kid yet, but this is going to be the main character of all the videos. It's a little kid who, he's just a little kid like, yeah, I'm in a rocket ship.
In SML movie Jeffy the Country Singer, Rose asks Marvin if she can get front row tickets to a concert, but Marvin refused, and upset, she cries and leaves the room, which, the kind of an overreaction. I mean, a concert's not that cool. But then Jeffy thinks he can sing for Rose and be a country singer, so he makes a country song and then gets approached by Steve Staleberger to sign a deal that offers him a lot of money. However, instead of Chris usually voicing Steve Staleberger, Anthony voiced him.
Now Jeffy released this new single, so the record label wants to offer him a $5 million deal!
Because Chris was absent, and you might have missed this unless you watched the behind the scenes where you can clearly see Anthony voicing Steve instead of Chris. In SML movie's sister location, after Marvin, Jeffy, and Brooklyn Guy visit Brooklyn Guy's new Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, Marvin complains about their experience, causing Brooklyn Guy to bring up the idea to demolish the place. But then Brooklyn Guy breaks the fourth wall and shows how tired he is of the series and suggests making a series on other games like Halo or Angry Birds.
I mean, I'm done. I mean, I'm tired. This takes so long to do every time. I mean, it's just, we're good. This is enough. How about we do another game series, right? Like maybe like Halo? Halo's sick, right? Like that's cool, or something like that, you know? Angry Birds? You want Angry Birds videos?
And when Brooklyn Guy mentioned making an Angry Birds series, Marvin shook his head and the video ended with the crew laughing a bit.
You don't like that, Marvin? He said no.
Which could be a reference to the Black Yoshi and the Birds series, which concluded a long time ago during the Old House era. However, judging by Marvin's reaction, it seems like they don't have any plans to bring back the Angry Birds, but who knows, maybe this was just a little way to shout out the OG SML fans who remembered the Angry Birds. But there's another hidden detail in this video that was brought to my attention by Jarhead Jaws Dead. Thank you for letting me know. And in the beginning of the video, Brooklyn Guy mentions that his grandfather died and he left him a lot of cash, which he used to open a new Freddy Fazbear's restaurant. And you might think we haven't seen Brooklyn Guy's grandfather, but we did in SML movie Jeffy Goes to Juvie. He appeared in animation form while Brooklyn Guy makes an example of helping people.
I'll give you a real-life example of helping people. So, my grandfather, and so he was in the hospital, and I was visiting him every day, and then I see that he's on life support. He's being kept alive by a machine. Now, I'm thinking, what kind of life is that? That's no way to live, being kept alive by a machine. So I'm thinking I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm going to help him, I'm going to end his suffering and pull the plug. Alright, so we've covered two already. Manners and helping people.
However, what Brooklyn Guy means about helping people is unplugging his grandfather from life support, thinking he did the right thing because he wanted to leave the hospital. And although this is a sad story, it does confirm that Brooklyn Guy's grandfather is rich and that money really does corrupt people. This happens a lot in the real world where people want something so bad that they justify it in their head, when in reality they know they're lying to themselves. But another hidden detail in that video was in another animation of Brooklyn Guy showing an example of manners. And in the animations, Brooklyn Guy is at a restaurant and orders a meal but doesn't receive his ranch dressing, and he politely asks the waiter for it, but the waiter repeatedly forgets, and frustrated, Brooklyn Guy asks to speak with a manager. And when the manager arrives, Brooklyn Guy threatens to close down the restaurant.
I want some ranch! You're gonna cop me this entire meal for free, and I'm gonna gonna get this entire restaurant shut down.
But to resolve the situation, the manager agrees to give him his meal for free, and Brooklyn Guy shows another example of manners by saying thank you. And, you know, Brooklyn Guy needs to actually learn manners before teaching it. But the manager in the animation actually looks identical to Tito, and he appears often on Chili's channel, but he has also appeared a few times in videos as a puppet and in live action. In an SML movie, Jevy's Pet Shark, where the doorbell rings and it's Brooklyn Guy at the door with a tank top on and a fishing pole and asks Mario if he wants to go fishing with him. And at first Mario says no, but then says yes. However, he didn't have anyone to watch Jeffy, so they take him with them. But the tank top that Brooklyn Guy is wearing is actually the same tank top that his identical brother Makes Bad Decisions Guy has on in SML movie Jeffy's Foster Home. And it could be that they own the same tank top, but it's also possible that Makes Bad Decisions Guy was taking Brooklyn Guy's place, possibly doing something bad to Mario. And since it's weird that Brooklyn Guy only wanted Mario to go fishing with him, but that's just a theory. An SML theory! Thanks for watching! In SML movie, Bowser Jr. kinda goes camping. Joseph and Cody show up at Jr.'s front door, offering him to go camping with them. But Jr. decides to start lying and says that it's raining, and he throws a cup of water at them saying it's rain.
It's like a hurricane outside.
No, it's not!
Guys, do you not see that rain?
It's really nice.
It's raining. It's like crazy rain. See it? Look at all that rain.
Junior, you just threw a cup of water.
No, that was rain.
I can see the cup.
It's rain.
That was a cup of water.
And they all decide to just go inside as Joseph and Cody decide to play along with Junior's game. And Junior gets the idea to camp inside, and so they give it a try, but when trying to set up the tent, they cause a lot of commotion, getting the attention of Chef Pee-Pee, and before he goes to see what they are arguing about, he mentions that he keeps finding aluminum foil, which is a reference to SML movie Bowser Jr. Goes to the Future, when Cody and Joseph wrapped the whole house in tinfoil to prank Junior into thinking he was in the future. In SML movie Bowser Jr.'s Big Vacation, it's the last day of school, which gets both Junior and Cody excited for summer vacation. Joseph, on the other hand, expresses that he doesn't like that school is ending because school is the only place he can go to get air conditioning and food. But then he cheers up a bit after Junior offers to let him use the air conditioning and food at his house. And he also invites Cody and says that they're gonna hang out all summer long. However, all of Junior's friends are unavailable all summer for each of their different reasons, so he asks Bowser to hang out all summer. But all he wanted to do was stay inside and watch Charlie and Friends, and he tells Junior to ask Chef Pee-Pee. But Chef Pee-Pee decides to literally destroy Junior's soul and says that he hates Junior and would rather see him die, which goes to show Chef Pee-Pee probably has some anger issues, which causes Junior to go to his room and cry, and he wishes that Chef Pee-Pee was nice.
Why does Chef Pee-Pee hate me so much? I just really want Chef Pee-Pee to love me. I wish Chef Pee-Pee was nice. I wish he was the nicest human being on earth.
But when he wakes up, Chef Pee-Pee is now a human, and it turns out that Junior's wish came true. And this Chef Pee-Pee is fine with him going to Disneyland and the Grand Canyon. And when they go to the Grand Canyon, Chef Pee-Pee shows his real intentions and pushes Junior off into the Grand Canyon. And it turns out that it was a dream that Junior had in school. But in the scene, if you pause at the right time, you can see that Logan threw a stunt double of Junior instead of the main Junior plush. And you can also see it more clearly in the behind the scenes video where they actually show the stunt double and show throwing it into the Grand Canyon. However, I'm pretty sure this is like highly illegal. Like this is super illegal. SML just straight up uploaded them committing a crime in 4K and said, yep, let me upload this. I'm pretty sure that it's kind of illegal to throw stuff in the Grand Canyon. In SML movie, Bowser Jr. sneaks into a movie. Junior, Joseph, and Cody watch a commercial of a rated R movie called Hide and Seek the Movie. And both Joseph and Junior want to see it, but Cody tells them that the movie is rated R. But they decide to do it anyway, so they ask Chef Pee-Pee, but Chef Pee-Pee tells them it is an R-rated movie. So Junior goes back to the couch and gets an idea to walk there. But Cody suggests calling an Uber, and the driver turns out to be Brooklyn Guy. And they enter the car, and Brooklyn Guy asks for the destination, and they respond that they want to go see the Hide and Seek movie. But he says they kind of look like children, but then he realizes he's talking to turtles and calls them monsters, and he kicks them out of his car.
Actually, you kind of look like a turtle.
Wait, a talking turtle. What are you? Get out of my car! What even are you? Go!
And at first, it seems like after years of coming across Junior and his friends, he finally realized they were turtles and not just ordinary kids. However, this video was filmed during the time when Does Bad Things Guy was taking Brooklyn Guy's place while he was on vacation, which possibly explains why Brooklyn Guy, or Does Bad Things Guy, called Junior and his friends monsters, even though before he never really said anything, which must have been that Does Bad Things Guy was startled by Junior and his friends looking the way they do, because in the SML universe, probably everyone is a human except for them, which is kind of weird. That would be weird. Imagine being a turtle. Imagine if right now you just became a turtle and had to live that way. In SML movie Bowser Jr.'s Happy Meal 2, Junior wakes up with a rumbling stomach and asks Chef Pee-Pee for a Happy Meal.
I want a Happy Meal, please.
No, we're not doing this Happy Meal thing anymore. No, I'm sorry. I'm not taking you to get a Happy Meal. Last time, all you wanted was the toy out of it. No.
And in the living room, Chef Pee-Pee tells him to get a snack in the kitchen instead, but Junior, being stubborn, insists on the Happy Meal. And Chef Pee-Pee refuses, recalling Junior only wanted the toy last time. And Chef Pee-Pee at first doesn't care, but after a talk with Bowser, he takes Junior to get him his Happy Meal. In the car, Chef Pee-Pee tells Junior to put on his seatbelt, but Junior refuses, which led to Chef Pee-Pee getting a ticket, making him frustrated. And he eventually forces Junior to wear the seatbelt. At McDonald's, Chef Pee-Pee orders a chicken nugget Happy Meal for Junior with a Coke, a toy, and 2 milkshakes. And he realizes that the Happy Meal has a face and thinks that the box is scary and asks to get him another one, but Chef Pee-Pee refuses and they go home.
It's scary. Can you give me a different box?
No, I can't get you a different box. What do you need a different box for? It's happy. Look at that beautiful white smile.
And back home, Chef Pee-Pee gets angry at Junior because he barely ate any of his meal and imagines his milkshakes arguing, throwing one away. Chef Pee-Pee then goes to bed while Junior plays with his Pokemon toy, and finding it cheap, he decides to sleep too. But the reason that I have said all of this, you might not have noticed, but throughout the entire video, Chef Pee-Pee is constantly seen with a metal stick to control his hand. But before this video, Lavelle, who plays Chef Pee-Pee, would either use his hand to move Chef Pee-Pee's hand or a wooden stick that came with the puppet. But starting from this video on, Logan used the metal stick for Chef Pee-Pee instead, because in previous videos, the wooden stick was either broken or not even there. Another detail you might have missed is that when they arrive at McDonald's, you can see that on the dashboard in Chef Pee-Pee's car, it can be seen the song playing is Milk and Cookies by Toad. And it seems that Chef Pee-Pee and Mario both enjoy Toad's music. In SML movie Jeffy Gets Help, Mario thinks they should put Jeffy on medicine because he keeps being disrespectful to both Mario and Rosalina, which is taking the easy way out. But when Brooklyn Guy arrives, Mario explains why they called him, and Brooklyn Guy says that he would prescribe Jeffy some medicine to calm him down, but there are some side effects that might make Jeffy extremely angry. But Jeffy takes the medicine and leaves the room to play, and when he comes back, he is very angry and yells at his parents. So Mario decides to call Brooklyn Guy once again, and they change his medicine, but the side effects was depression, and of course, afterwards Jeffy gets depressed. Then they change his medicine and he gets hallucinations, and when they call the doctor again, the doctor says the entire time the medicine wasn't even medicine, but just Tic Tacs, and the side effects were probably because Jeffy was allergic to them.
Well, I wanted to try out the placebo effect before I gave him real medicine, you know? So I guess the side effects he's been having is just him being allergic to Tic Tacs.
And although the medicine was really Tic Tacs, the video got age restricted in an hour after being uploaded because of the appearance of the medicine bottle in the thumbnail. Or it might be in the video as well, I'm not 100% sure what actually happened, but apparently it was counted as something not family friendly or demonetizable. But nowadays I can include stuff like this in videos, and I'm pretty sure SML can too. I think YouTube was just going crazy for a little bit. And so Logan deleted and re-uploaded the video, this time with the medicine bottle removed from the thumbnail. So unless you saw this video within 1 hour of it being up, you might not have even noticed the change, and probably none of you actually noticed this change. In SML movie Summer School Part 2, Mrs. Fitzpatrick orders the students by making them say, "I ruined Miss Fitzpatrick's summer, I'm sorry for being so dumb," 10,000 times.
So get out a piece of paper and I want you to write, "I ruined Mrs. Fitzpatrick's summer, I'm sorry for being so dumb," 10,000 times.
which goes to show that Mrs. Fitzpatrick shouldn't be teaching with anger like this. And while writing, Cody continues to make jokes, getting all of them in trouble, and Mrs. Fitzpatrick has enough and hits Cody in the face, causing Cody to get the idea to trick her with a fake lottery ticket to get her to quit, just showing that Cody is willing to lie to get out of situations, and she does think it's real and quits right on the spot. And Principal Steinbeck then comes to the classroom mad, saying to the students that Mrs. Fitzpatrick left because she won the lottery. But then she gets replaced by a teacher called Mr. Blinkle, but really he's not a teacher and is actually just Mr. Winkle in disguise. And at first they don't really seem to recognize him, but after Joseph accidentally takes off his disguise, they realize it's Mr. Winkle, causing him to panic and kidnap Annabelle.
No.
Here's my paper. Your mustache was fake?
Oh, man, it's Mr. Winkle.
Then Principal Steinbeck comes back to the classroom even more angry that another teacher quit, so he lets the kids go home because he couldn't find another teacher roaming around outside. But he reassures that the next day he will get them a more evil teacher, and if he can't get one, he will be the teacher. And this makes me think, what happened to Alex when he got kidnapped? Because earlier in the kindergarten series, Alex was kidnapped, and now Annabelle? Does Mr. Winkle actually keep the kids alive, or is he murdering them? This stuff is dark. But what you can also notice is that at 9 minutes 53 seconds when Principal Steinbeck returns to the classroom, you can see that the original Nintendo plushies are in the closet, which marks the first appearance of Bowser's plush since SML movie The Pink Couch. And it seems like he still does have the plushies for nostalgic sake, or maybe he uses them for other purposes, but I'm not sure if that's even allowed. Like, does the cease and desist letter say that he can't use them only on SML, or can he use them in other ways? But not only do the original Nintendo plushies of the characters appear, but Mr. Pig at 3 minutes and 54 seconds can also be seen, marking his first physical appearance since 2014. And the weird part is that in the previous video he is seen as a photo on the wall because he is one of the many that have been forgotten. And Brooklyn Guy says out loud that it's because they can't find the puppets for them anymore. But now that he's here, does this mean a possible return of Mr. Pig? Is he back? Well, it's very unlikely that he'll appear for a video, but one can only hope to see this forgotten character again, at least one time. But those are all the hidden details for this video. Thanks again to all the people who commented, I really appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments if you found any more. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here.